Sharon's here saying hi to Luke Ski. We're staying on this Minnesota ICE vibe, my friends. We're going to the White House. Kristi Noem from today. Follow me. See, Weevo, this is what it looks like. Boom. It is, and it is comfy as hell. Andrew joining us. What's up, Andrew? Welcome in, Valley Hill.
Thank you, Madam Secretary.
It'll take law and order and leadership there that partners with us that we haven't seen yet. In my discussions with Governor Walz, and from what I've seen on his press gatherings, he still is not willing to work with our federal officers.
Can you move closer to the mic?
Madam Secretary?
Plans to pull out of Minnesota?
No plans to pull out of Minnesota.
Let's go.
What you're seeing on the ground there? Would you describe it as an insurrection, and do you believe the president should invoke the Insurrection Act?
I describe it as violent and a violation of the law in many places. I discussed with the president this morning several things that we are dealing with under the department in different operations. We did discuss the Insurrection Act. He certainly has the constitutional authority to utilize that. My hope is that this leadership team in Minnesota will start to work with us to get criminals off the streets. Remember, we are there in surged operations because of the largest fraud scheme in American history. We had people stealing from taxpayers, stealing funds away from the most vulnerable individuals.
And it's that's the craziest thing about all of this, guys. Like, we're there to clean out people that are stealing from Minnesotans. And they're protecting, I mean, the freaking victim mentality that some people have in this country is unbelievable. The suicidal empathy.
In this country, people who needed mental health services, developmental services, autism, daycare. Instead, individuals came in, much from the Somalian community, and stole dollars from those people who needed it and put it in their own pockets and enriched themselves. Did it right under Governor Walz's
What's
nose.
up, PNW?
And we believe that he didn't just know about it, that he may be complicit in it as well.
Madam Secretary?
Do you believe there are any cases in Minnesota where the ICE agents have gone too far?
Our ICE agents are following the law and running their operations according to training. Last night what we saw was 3 individuals weaponize shovels and brooms and attack an ICE officer that had to defend himself. So we're hopeful that...
And by the way, I think the ICE officer, what, shot him in the leg? Isn't that what these people are always saying? Well, why didn't they just shoot him in the leg? Well, we did, and now they're pissed off about that.
See that again, that these protesters and violent rioters will be held accountable for the actions that they're taking, and that our officers can do their work safely.
What the hell is this that we're bringing in?
Madam Secretary?
Can you give us an update on that ICE investigation after this with the shovel?
You know, he was...
What's up, Shamando?
In Minnesota. Can you provide an update on what the agency is going to do about that and concerned with the...
Yeah, didn't they loot a car last night and they like stole weapons from the agents?
that were taken by those?
Well, I believe that those vehicles were FBI vehicles, not our Department of Homeland Security vehicles. So I'm not certain what documents were in there that those criminals may have taken and seen. But I would say that our agent is beat up, he's bruised, he's injured, he's getting treatment, and we're thankful that he made it out alive.
Madam Secretary? Madam Secretary?
Secretary Noem, are you okay with federal agents and officers violating people's Fourth Amendment rights by asking for papers without reasonable suspicion?
Every single action that our ICE officers take is according to the law and following protocols that we have used for years, that this administration has used, that the previous administration used. They are doing everything correctly, and over again in litigation in the courts, we've proven that they've done the right thing.
Why is it within
Madam Secretary?
Why
Madam
is it within
Secretary?
their right to ask for papers without reasonable suspicion?
With the president. Sorry, I don't know anything. But
I think
you
it's
said you
important.
discussed the Insurrection Act with the president. Did you recommend that?
No, we just discussed it, that it was one of the options that he had constitutionally, and we talked about the fact that we're...
I mean, the Supreme Court even brought it up the other day that he would have the right to do it if he invoked the Insurrection Act. So hell, let's take it. Let's go.
We're going to continue our operations in Minneapolis and have the resources that we need to get the job done.
Madam Secretary? Madam Secretary?
How many tankers are Coast Guard tracking that are loose, and are any of them out of the Caribbean that you're tracking worldwide?
I can't speak to the specifics of
Oh, here's what they're talking about from last. One second. Here's what they're talking about from last night, everybody. Let me turn this down a little bit for us. Thank you, Sharon's here. Best moderator in the business, everybody. Boom, boom.
They gonna be on your ass. They gonna be on your ass. Your ass is a witness.
You know what I never get about. I mean, I don't get a lot about these people, but what I don't really get about these people the most is they're filming themselves committing a crime, and then they're going to post themselves committing a crime on social media. My friends, these people are not bringing their best.
Hey, don't hit them.
And then listen to the yell for chaos. They love the chaos. They're dancing in the streets for chaos. I think that was a David Bowie song. David Bowie and Mick Jagger dancing in the streets for chaos. I mean, what the? It's a weapons locker. Do they even know what it is? We just happen to have an axe hanging out with us. And everyone's like, yeah, let the guy with the axe in here. What in the world? Like it's some kind of treasure hunt. This is their Wednesday night entertainment, huh? What's he gonna do? Give it a suplex? These poor people that live around this. Awoke says, you could poke somebody's eye out with that. I think they did that too. They do get into this thing, don't they?
I'm okay. How are you? Yeah, dude, there's nothing in there. There could be coins in there.
Oh my God, it's freezing. Go home, you morons. Look at them scatter like little cockroaches. Jesus. What are we doing? What are we doing?
the operation, although we are...
Thank God I moved to the... That right there, my friends, is exactly why I moved 20 minutes to get to a supermarket.
Watching the entire shadow fleet and how they're moving. And I'm very proud of our Coast Guard, how they've partnered with the Department of War to do unprecedented actions in bringing these flags under jurisdiction that often, or these ships under jurisdiction that in many instances aren't flagged or they're affiliated with a country moving this unauthorized oil to avoid our sanction policy.
Madam Secretary, can I follow up quickly? Perhaps
when like the video that was posted this morning, do you watch any of those operations?
Absolutely,
Did you
I do.
share them with
Absolutely,
the president today?
Yes, absolutely, we do. We haven't slept a lot lately between the Coast Guard operations, what they're doing in partnership with the Department of War in dealing with the shadow fleet. What we're also doing as far as operations with law enforcement across the country. The Department of Homeland Security is very busy.
Can you respond?
Yes.
Madam Secretary, perhaps to follow up, why are we seeing Americans being asked on the street to provide proof of citizenship in Minnesota? Is that targeted enforcement? And are you advising Americans to carry proof of citizenship?
In every situation, we're doing targeted enforcement. If we are on a target and doing an operation, there may be individuals surrounding that criminal that we may be asking who they are and why they're there and having them validate their identity. That's what we've always done.
Fair.
And asking people who they are so that we know who's in those surroundings. And if they are breaking our federal laws, we will detain them as well until we run that process.
Are you advising Americans to carry proof, just to follow, are you advising Americans to carry proof of citizenship in the second half?
There needs to be an insurrection act.
Oh, I think that the president has that opportunity in the future. It's his constitutional right, and it's up to him if he wants to utilize it.
Likely to do it?
I don't know.
But if
It
he
has
does
to
it,
do
will
with
it lead to more deadly killings in Minnesota if the Insurrection Act is invoked?
If anything doesn't change with
Will it lead to more deadly killings? Only if people aren't fucking morons.
walls, I don't anticipate that the streets will get any safer or more peaceful. Governor Walz and his leadership team need to come to us and find out how we can work together like we have in many other states. We didn't see this kind of reaction in Louisiana when we ran our operations exactly how we are running them in Minneapolis, but we had a very different
And Washington, D.C.
response because we had leaders that were working with us. If you saw our operations in Florida, extremely successful. In Minneapolis so far, we brought hundreds of criminals off the streets that were dangerous to society and dangerous to that community. We would wish that Governor Walz could take an example from the governor of Louisiana, the governor of Florida, and work with us to do the right thing for his people.
Last question.
You know, the officers that we have out there are very highly trained and skilled, specific for
What's
the
up, Speed?
operations that they're doing. They're utilizing the most gifted individuals on these operations to go out and to do enforcement, because many times if they're going after murderers, they're going after professionals and gangs and terrorists that are here in our country illegally. And I'll remind you, the only reason we're in this situation is because the Biden administration allowed 20 million people to come into this country.
Or more.
Unvetted,
Me too, founding fathers.
unvetted. My every day is spent thinking about the known terrorists that are in this country that I just haven't found yet. The suspected terrorists, the criminals, the murderers, the
Ballyhoo
pedophiles
Ronnie,
that are out there on the streets.
host
that
of
we
Dome
need to
After
find
Dark,
and
joining
get
us.
off the streets because Joe Biden opened up our borders and allowed that invasion to happen. If you can imagine the kind of dysfunctional criminal gangs and organizations that use that open border as an opportunity to infiltrate America, it's overwhelming at times, and that's why President Trump is so strong at taking action and making sure he's in every single state following through on his commitments to every single citizen.
Did the president say what his final straw would be to invoke the Insurrection Act?
No, this president uses all the information and intelligence that he can get. That's why he calls me, he calls Pete, he calls local law enforcement. He talks to those individuals and agents as well that are involved that he knows well. This president makes fully informed decisions and utilizes his authorities when it's appropriate.
Would you say that
bringing in the military would inflame the situation? To the White House today. Are you going to be in the meeting because a lot of illegals are from Venezuela, or are you going to talk to with Delcy or Rotella?
Last question.
I think I have other commitments today. We are putting in the new commandant of the Coast Guard. He is having his swearing-in ceremony, so I'll be doing that. And then I have some meetings with law enforcement. So I will not be in that meeting, but the president will keep me informed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Noem.
I appreciate it.
Do we think that things are going to get better, or do we think that things are going to get worse? Let's actually poll that. Let's poll that. We will be able to keep a tally of this, my friends, right above me. It should show up. Put a 1 inside the chat if you think things are going to get better. Put a 2 inside the chat if you think things are going to get worse. Vice says the CEO of a California nonprofit serving seriously ill children has reportedly been charged with embezzling $5.2 million over 7 years, says Vice City. Wow, an overwhelming things are going to get worse before they get better. Yeah, I think we all feel that way. Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that cool how we can keep tallies now, my friends? Thank you, Wokepotamus, our content czar. Okay, everybody. When we return, we are going to visit Candace Owens. We are going to visit Candace Owens as she explores the possibility of Charlie Kirk being a time traveler. We'll be right back.